There's something about Gene Deal that makes people pause when he talks. Maybe it's his delivery, calm, deliberate. Maybe it's the fact that he used to be one of the closest people to Sean Diddy Combs, not just on payroll, but on standby. He was the bodyguard, the gatekeeper, the man who saw more than he ever wanted to. For years, Gene stayed quiet, not completely silent, but careful. Then, slowly, after the murder of the notorious B.I.G., after the dust had settled and the bodies were buried, he began to speak. And when he did, the internet didn't just listen, they dissected every word. Deal's accounts painted Diddy not as the flashy businessman or charismatic mogul the world knew, but as something colder, more calculating. In interviews, podcasts, and YouTube exposés, Gene dropped hints about the parties, about the people, about what happened when the cameras weren't rolling. He never screamed it. He never made it a spectacle. That's what made it land harder. Online, people started to view Gene as something rare in hip-hop, a whistleblower from the inside, the guy who still carried the trauma in his eyes. Some accused him of clout chasing, of waiting too long. But others, especially those who knew how airtight that inner circle was, understood why he waited. When you've lived in the eye of a storm like that, survival sometimes means silence. As the federal case against Combs grew more intense, Gene's past interviews became evidence. Not legal evidence, but cultural. People started pulling clips from years back. The timelines lined up. Stories matched. His voice, low, steady, full of weariness, was suddenly less of a cautionary tale and more of a testimonial. And then came the testimonies. One after another, former employees, assistants, stylists, security, people who had once orbited Diddy's world, began painting the same picture. A place where power was used like a weapon and fear was a form of currency. Gene Deal didn't need a courtroom. He had already told his truth. The world just hadn't been ready to believe it. Now they are. His relationship with Diddy wasn't personal in the way fans imagine. It was business. But when you're the one standing between your boss and the world, between his secrets and the spotlight, it gets complicated. You see the rehearsals, sure, but you also see the real show. Behind closed doors, inside locked rooms, on nights when no one was supposed to be watching. The internet has turned Gene into something between a folk hero and a haunted man. Clips of him quietly describing Diddy's paranoia,